song singer, I'm not a rapper, I'm a football player.
Yes.
And this is what I do. This is what I do. And I hope you understand I've done it to the best that I can do. Or I would pick up a paper or something, LT, hey, I see an article that talks about all these people. And then always at the last, my name always shows up.
Lawrence Taylor is almost 65, and the dark truth about how he lives today is one of the saddest falls in sports history. But this is more than sad. It's a warning. This is a man who once broke the game, and now the game has broken him back. The contrast between the god in shoulder pads and his reality in 2025 is stark and real. He terrorized every quarterback in the NFL. Now, he faces something far darker and more painful. If you want more stories like this, hit the hype feature and give this video some hype right now while we get into what happened to one of football's most complicated legends. From 1981 to 1993, Lawrence Taylor was transcendent. He redefined what it meant to be a linebacker. He broke the game because nobody had ever seen violence and intelligence combined like that before. Coaches feared him. Quarterbacks had nightmares. But that dominance came with a price. At nearly 65, Taylor is barely recognizable as the man who won MVP in 1986. He is broke. He is isolated. He is in pain. The system that made him a legend abandoned him the moment his usefulness ended. This is the story of how tens of millions of dollars disappeared, how the law became his enemy, how the greatest defensive player in NFL history became invisible to the league that built itself on his legend. The narrative is a cautionary tale. In September 2025, Lawrence Taylor showed up at MetLife Stadium in a luxury suite, smoking a cigar and watching his former team play. The Giants used a camera trick that day during the game. They called it the Taylor Cam as a viral moment. Fans expected Taylor Swift. Instead, the screen panned to Lawrence Taylor in the box. Broadcasters Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth laughed. A living legend reduced to a punchline, a mascot for a bygone era of violence. This moment is symbolic of everything that has happened since he hung up his cleats. He is still present, but he is a ghost. The world celebrates his highlights while ignoring the reality of his life. That reality is darker than the prank. The physical breakdown started the moment his career ended. During his 13 years with the Giants, Taylor's style was essentially a series of high-speed car crashes. No regard for his own safety, no regard for opponents. This violent approach gave him 142 career sacks and immortal status. It also gave him permanent damage. At 65, Taylor deals with the extreme effects of chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE. This is brain damage from repeated impacts. He has had multiple joint replacements. His body is destroyed. The man who once moved faster than anyone now struggles with basic tasks. Walking to his front door is a monumental effort. The pain is constant. The doctors call it hip osteoarthritis. Clinical guidelines for 2025 show that patients like Taylor require intensive manual therapy and exercise programs just to manage chronic pain that never truly stops. The shadow of his former self is not a metaphor. It is a medical fact. His body is permanently damaged. The central nervous system is in protest. The skeletal structure is in revolt. The LT tax was too high, and he paid it every single day since retirement. But physical pain is not his biggest problem. The legal system has become an anchor around his neck that never lifts. In 2010 and 2011, Taylor pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges of sexual misconduct and patronizing a 16-year-old girl. He claimed he believed the girl was 19 years old. The conviction was real. The consequences have lasted 15 years. Taylor is a registered sex offender. In New York and Florida, this means he must update his address with authorities every time he moves. This is a recurring trap. He was arrested in Florida in December 2021 for failing to update his registry address. He was arrested again in July 2024 on a felony charge for the same reason. The charges were dropped in August after prosecutors called it a misunderstanding, but the pattern was established. The cycle continues. Every attempt to move forward is met with scrutiny and suspicion. Nutrisystem dropped him as a spokesman after his 2010 arrest. In 2025, when Donald Trump appointed him to a national sports council, the announcement created a firestorm of criticism and backlash. His status overshadows everything. The registry burden is a different kind of life sentence. It limits where he can live. It limits who he can associate with. It limits his ability to move past the mistakes that defined him. The money story is brutal. Lawrence Taylor earned approximately $50 million during his playing career. His net worth today is between $200,000 and $300,000. This is a $50 million evaporation. The causes are multiple and dark. In the 1980s and 1990s, Taylor struggled with a cocaine addiction. He entered multiple rehabilitation programs. The drugs consumed money, time, and opportunity. Then came predatory business associates who exploited him. In 1993, Taylor started All Pro Products, valued at over $10 million. Business associates defrauded him completely. Heavy losses followed in the late 1990s. In October 1998, Taylor filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy to stop the foreclosure of his home in New Jersey. He was over a year behind on his mortgage. In 2009, Taylor filed for bankruptcy again. This filing revealed $6.7 million in debt for child support and alimony obligations. To pay these debts, Taylor was forced to sell deeply personal assets. He sold 240 pairs of Jordan sneakers from his collection. He sold his Super Bowl ring from Tampa Bay. The physical symbols of his achievement became payment for his failures. Today, Taylor depends on autograph signings and speaking engagements to survive. Many are restricted because of his legal status and controversy. He represents the broke NFL player archetype, a man who held $50 million and ended up with less than a current rookie minimum salary. The NFL's relationship with Lawrence Taylor is complicated and cynical. The league celebrates his on-field highlights and dominance. They promote his 1986 MVP season as the high watermark of defensive excellence and achievement, but they refuse to address the real cost. They refuse to discuss what his lifestyle has left behind. He is useful as a symbol of the past. He is too controversial for modern football. He is a ghost of the Giants. He shows up at games, but he is isolated from the mainstream sports community. He is celebrated and abandoned simultaneously. The upcoming film, A Giant Amongst Men, aims to tell the real story of his life, but it comes too late. Taylor is already in decline physically and socially. The final chapter involves Abdul Carter, a talented rookie linebacker for the Giants. In 2024 and 2025, Carter faced disciplinary issues and distractions. He missed meetings. He lost focus. Taylor's message was raw and direct. Wake up. Don't let your teammates down over nonsense. Stop the garbage. Taylor spoke with the voice of a man who had lost millions to those exact distractions and mistakes. History is made on the field, not off it. Taylor refused to let Carter wear his retired number 56. Get another number, he said. Make it famous. In early 2025, Taylor shared something deeper and revealing. During his junior year of high school and early at the University of North Carolina, he almost quit football. His father told him, "You are not going to quit. You have to be better than the next man just to be equal." So Taylor did not quit. He became a legend. But here is the irony of his life. If he had quit back then, his body might be intact today. His legal record might be clean. The world would never have known Lawrence Taylor, but he would have been healthier and free. The lesson is not to mock him. The lesson is to understand the real cost. Protect young players. Protect their choices. Protect the future.